Actually, when it comes to credit building, there's two types. Okay, there's installment and then there's revolving. Okay, the definition of an installment account is in essence a dollar amount divided by a time frame. Okay, it is a car payment, a student loan, a mortgage. You know, every single month, you know what that payment is going to be. An example of a revolving account, think of it like a revolving door, is a credit card. The balance is here, the balance is there, the minimum payment's here, the minimum payment's there. Okay, so that's constantly changing. Now, if we think about it, what is a credit score? Okay, it is a score that is trying to be predictive that tells a lender, hey, what are the odds of this person paying me back? That's in essence really what it is. So it measures variables. Well, now let's break it down. An installment account where every single month you know what the payment's going to be, and then a revolving account, something that's constantly changing. Which one do you think actually probably scores heavier in the scoring model? The revolving. Not saying that installment accounts, I mean, and I see this with a lot of Hispanic clients where they get a lot of those little installment loans. And they get the, you know, they get an installment loan, and I'll see 20 of them over the course of a year. And they'll make, you know, they'll get $500 and they'll pay it back in 3 months. Typically, a card will start helping your credit, and specifically a credit card that I've seen in the 3 to 4 month time frame. That's when it starts triggering and helping, because once again, like I attribute it to sports, okay? If you win one game, like the Cowboys have, let's just mention, and you're like, oh, thank God. You win a second game. Excellent. You know, the guys are getting their feet underneath them. They're really getting going. Well, after 3 wins in a row, we typically call that a winning streak, okay? 3 payments in a row, you're starting to demonstrate that you can consistently take on debt, acquire debt, and make timely payments on that. So after about 3 to 4 months, that's when the payments start kicking in. That's when I see it really give boost to people's credit scores. Now, not saying that I don't see a boost in the first month. It's really going to depend on certain credit scores because everything is going to change differently depending on what else is on the credit report. But if you think about it, okay, let's use this. And I've seen a Macy's card before where they've only had a $100 limit, okay, and they owed $90. Well, they don't look at it as, oh, she owes $90. They say, hey, that credit card is 90% maxed out. And if you actually had 3 credit cards like that, and you could owe like 90 times 3, $270, and you had 3 credit cards like that, well, they are 90% maxed out on their debt. That's what I call the credit to debt ratio. Now, mortgage companies are going to look at something a little differently, but I'm talking about what affects a credit score. Well, $270 is not earth-shattering money if you needed to go and pay that all off. And as strange as it may sound, I always tell people don't pay your credit cards off. Keep them to be about 10%. I've actually seen a higher credit score, and I'm sure if you guys have done what-if simulations, you've seen this too. It actually, let's say if you pay the credit card down to 0, you get 25 points. If you pay it down to $50, you get 37 points. It makes no sense, but in order to have